Good morning, boys and girls. Today we have the book, The Tortoise and the Hare. I'm going to read to you. It is retold by Margot Lundell and illustrated by John Nies. Once there was a hare who lived in the wood. The hare thought of himself as quite a clever fellow. Often the hare visited his friend the tortoise. He liked to tell his friend how clever he was. One day the hare came to visit the tortoise to show off 5 plump turnips he had taken from the farmer's garden. "How smart of me," he said, the hare, "to find such turnips." The next day, the hare spent half the afternoon looking at himself in the stream. "What fine ears I have," said the hare. "How handsome I am." On the following day, the hare told the tortoise that he had run away from the farmer that very morning. "I am surely the fastest runner there is," he bragged. At last the tortoise had heard enough boasting. "I know you can run very fast," she said, "but I could beat you in a race." The hare laughed and danced on his fine, strong legs. "You, the slowpoke," he said, "you think you can beat me? Nonsense." "Believe what you will," said the tortoise, "but tomorrow we shall race each other all the way to the tip-top of the very hill." The next day, everyone gathered to watch the race. No one thought the tortoise could win, but the owl, who was the judge, simply said, "We shall see." "Goo!" said the owl, and the race was on. The tortoise plodded forward on her short, stubby legs. The hare leapt out in front before anyone could say jackrabbit, and he was out of sight. The hare ran past the flowering meadows. He sped past the apple orchard. Just before he reached the finish line, the hare stopped. He stretched out in the warm sun and laid down for a nap behind the hedge to wait on the tortoise. The tortoise kept up her slow, steady pace. She passed the flowering meadows and grassy fields. She reached the apple orchard and kept going. At last, the tortoise neared the finish line, but she wondered, where is the hare? He was fast asleep behind the hedge. "Hooray!" shouted the animals as the tortoise finished the race. The hare awoke with a start. He couldn't believe his eyes and ears. The tortoise had won and was taking a bow. I was here hours ago. I fell asleep behind the hedge." "But I finished ahead of you," said the tortoise. "True, true," said the judge. "The tortoise is the winner." The owl had something else to add. "Slow and steady often wins the race." And the tortoise and the hare agreed.